Hello friends, welcome you for today's discussion. Myself Sujit Kumar Verma. Today I will discuss with you all about research, how to make research easy. Because many people who pursue research fear about research. They have research phobia, how they pursue, how they accomplish it, how they begin about research. So here I am trying to discuss that after going through this video you will find research very easy for you. It will not create any research phobia and research fear in your mind. So let us discuss about three basic things related to research, which are discovery, invention, and research. We have to distinguish what is different between, among discovery, invention, and research. So let us see what is discovery. Discovery means it is already existing in nature, existing in world, existing in universe, and we have to only find it. For example, Columbus discovered America, and discovery of some planet, discovery of some river or unknown place on earth which has been unknown to people or some rest of people is known as discovery. And invention means it is something creation of something new which is not existing in nature, that is known as invention. For example, invention of electric bulb by Thomas Alva Edison, and invention of the gramophone by Thomas Alva Edison, and invention of the plane by Wright brothers. This comes under invention. And invention of the electromagnetic induction by Faraday, invention of steam engine by the James Watt. So all this comes under category of the invention, because these are new creation and nothing was already existing and nothing was known to people. So these are purely new invention, new creation that comes under invention. And research is a shorter form of the invention, because some modification may take place in already existing things. Some modification in materials, some modification in process, some modification in modeling and simulation, and some modification in theoretical, for example, and supply chain management, in supply chain inventory and rescheduling. So by research means we are creating something new but already existing, and it has more advance. It give more good result compared to previous result. So this comes under the research. So let us see, here we are going to discuss about research. We know what is a research and what is invention, because people think that we have to create something new. That is not a research. It is known as invention, and it takes a lot of effort to do something new. That is known as invention. A lot of effort, lot of time. But research you can do in 1 year, even you can do in 6 months, having your vision and concentration, and you know the what is the idea. Once you decide the idea, once you find a research gap, then you can find it. You can do research in 6 months. So it will not take too much time. So here that's why I am going to discuss about research. So let us see research phobia. Why research phobia? What are factors which create research phobia? Number one, uncertainty. How to publish paper. Uncertainty means what is the topic, how we get literature review, how we get a research paper, and how we start research. These are uncertainty, and how whether it will be accomplished or not, whether it will be completed or not. These are uncertainty, because before beginning of research, everyone face this type of uncertainty. How to publish paper. This factor also create, because after doing your research, then writing skill also required. So how to write a good research paper, this also create fear psychosis in mind. So how to submit it? Then after writing a paper, you require submission. So where we have to submit, and which journal is suitable for submission of our research work that we have written in form of presentable form, that is in on paper. So how to submit it, and where we have to submit it. If you are doing a PhD, higher degree, then one fear psychosis also come in mind, that final defense, how we defend before the research degree committee, and there are so many expert comes and this creates research. Every one before going to final defense have fear in their mind. So this fear is, once you have done your good work in publication of paper, in terms of your output is in terms of publication of good papers in high impact journals, then you should not have this type of fear. psychosis, because it is a formality of final defense. Once you have done good work in terms of publication of paper and you have prepared your report properly and your presentation is good, then some questions will be asked by members. That these questions sometimes you may be able to answer, sometimes you may skip and you simply use answer that we are not able to answer this question. So this is a formality, and if you have done good work, then it will be okayed by the always some modification may be suggested by the committee members, but it's okay. So let us see what is a research methodology. Once you did how you make develop research methodology. So number one point first point is that define problem area related to your core subject. Means in which subject you want to do research. So you have to define problem area in which subject, whether it is a subject related to material development, whether it is a automobile or some other energy harvesting material or photovoltaic. You have to define that area where you want to do research, whether it is related to medicine or commerce or any subject you want to pursue research in that topic. So you have to define this topic. Go through literature review. Once you are able to decide your area of the subject, then you have to go literature review in that area. Go exhaustive literature review, that is already published work in good research journals. So you have to find these papers and you have to go analyze these papers. You find out what is outcome, what is research methodology, what type of materials are used, what type of the apparatus and other measuring instruments are being used by the researchers. And in this way you will be able to find out some research gap. When you analyze things properly, then certainly you will find what is a lacuna in particular research given by a particular scientist or researchers. So next come to the find out research gap. Once you will be able to perform literature review of the number of papers, many number of papers, I think more than 20-30 papers, to even sometime if you are going to do research in writing a review paper, then you have to go up to 100 or 150 papers for literature review. Then you will find what is the research gap, what is a new area, what has been left by the researcher, that is a research gap. You can do in that area. Once you find the research gap, you can pursue their research work in that research gap, because you have defined that this is lacking in all research papers, all researchers that they have done. So you can define that research gap, and this also define innovation and novelty of your work. Once you are able to define research gap, this is a novelty that you will apply in your own research work. Then write a review paper of literature review. Once you are able to perform literature review of so many papers, you can write your own review paper that will be also used for the when you will prepare writing a research thesis. So that review paper will comprise of one chapter that will be helpful for you writing research thesis. So write a review paper of literature work performed and define research gap and future scope for further research in defined research gap. And now start planning the research of your chosen area. Once you have done literature review of so many research papers and you have able to define research gap, then you can plan to write your own research work. You have to plan your own research work because you have defined research gap. You have to make apparatus, you have to arrange materials, you have to define methodology, mathematical modeling. You will find equations which will be helpful for the analysis of your research work. So this comes under planning the research of your chosen area by research design. So let us discuss what is research design, what factors and what parameters constitute the research design. So let us see if research is related to experimental finding. Try to design apparatus for experimental investigation. If your research work is based on the experimental finding, then you have to define, you have to make a apparatus by making a design for experimental investigation, and manage to get equipment that will required for testing, because your testing purpose also required some measuring equipment, and these measuring equipment if are not available in your research facility in your lab, then you have to purchase, you have to arrange these measuring equipment, and these must be calibrated and having authenticated readings, authenticated outcome. Buy or prepare material for testing from the authorized suppliers only. So because in experimental finding you will require certain type of material. For example, if you are doing research work, experimental work in nano fluids or nano material or some material modification, by mixing a new material and going so many operations of material modifications, so you will require a certain type of material, and for arranging these material you have to follow, you have to pursue authorized dealer, authorized supplier of that material, otherwise you may get inferior quality or some material that is not is actually required to you. So that is must be from the authorized dealer and supplier. And buy or prepare material for testing from authorized. You can also develop material, you can prepare material in your own laboratory if facilities are available. Number 4, characterize material to ensure its property matching with what actually required. So here actually once we get material, and supplier and authorized dealer will give you characteristic of this material, but you can't rely, you can't claim on that characteristic that's supplied by the dealer or manufacturer. So you have to go characterization from the authenticated lab, and then you get a characteristic of the what is a material that you have purchased, a particular characteristic is matching or not. So you have to go through characterization from the lab that are authenticated lab, from the well-established laboratories or higher education institutions. You go for testing, or if your facility is not available in your own premises or in your own institution, then you can go for the other institutions and laboratories for testing purpose, for characterization purpose. And calibrate all equipment that being used for testing. You have to ensure that whether you are using particular instrument is giving accurate reading or not. You have to require correct calibration of this particular equipment or machine. Then define all equations that will require for calculation. You have to use certain equations. You have to cite these equations you're writing, because some equations also required. If you developing your own equation, sometimes you may develop your empirical relation by using by referring other empirical relations. Then you must have defined how you get these particular empirical relations. So use only those relations, equations which are relevant to your experimental work. Sometimes people have habit to make your work large or bigger and make it more beautiful. They add some other equations which are not relevant to your research work, which are not relevant to your analysis purpose. So don't use that equations. Otherwise, where your paper will go for the review, then reviewer will ask that what is the purpose of this equation. So it creates negative feeling, negative impact in mind of the reviewer, that when you use equations which is not relevant to your work, because he is a very learned person, they are learned person, and they know that this equation is not used for your experimental analysis. So use only those equations which are relevant to your work. Do not include any equation which is not related to mathematical analysis. That is why I want to emphasize that only those equations should be used in writing in your research paper which are relevant to your, which actually you have used for in your mathematical analysis of your experimental finding. Then comes to how, after doing all this exercise, now comes to how to write good research paper, because this is a outline I have presented here that will certainly help you to write a good research paper. So that is it is based on my own experience of writing research paper and publishing in a high impact journal, and after going through so many review work, I know that. This is a, I think, good template, you can say, or outline that is good for every researcher. And after going through this topic, you will find that research is not very tough, and you can find it easy if you follow these guidelines. So number one, title. So what is a requirement of the title? It should be unique. First up thing that it should be unique, innovative and appealing. Not more than two sentences. I think two sentences, not more than 20 to 30 words. Two sentences, 20, 30, more than two sentences, 25 to 30 words maximum. This is a requirement of the good title. It should be innovative. It should not be similar to other title that already researchers have used. So it should be innovative and appealing and attracting. Next, come to author's name and affiliation. You have to mention authors, all those authors' name and their affiliation, and you also mention in last their contribution in research writing, research work. Then comes to abstract. This is a core of your research work, and it reflects your whole of the work, your vision, your depth of knowledge, your depth of understanding of your research work that you have gone through in doing and writing. So it must be written very carefully. So what is how you write a good abstract? It must be 150 to 250 words. If it is less than 150, then it is not good. If more than 250, then it will be unnecessary bigger in size. So I think ideal practice with that, you must it must be between 150 to 250 words. It should be about 10% of introduction. It also includes some introduction part, address research gap, also core of the research findings and core of the conclusion. Language must be clear and cohesive. It reflects overall work of whole paper. So after reading through your abstract, reviewer will decide whether he will accept it or not. So it is a reflection of your whole work that must be written very carefully. If any mistake committed in writing abstract will create a very negative impact in mind of the researcher and in the mind of the reviewer. So he may outrightly reject if you commit 2 or 3 mistakes in writing abstract work. So now keywords, and then after writing abstract, you have to mention some keywords. 3 to 5 are good for writing these are keywords. It should address innovation and novelty of paper. It should not be very lengthy, rather sharp and appealing, like hybrid composites. You can see here example of writing how to write keywords. Like here, hybrid composite, optical absorbance, nanomedicine, etc. Do not use any citation in abstract. It is not. It is avoidable. It must be avoided that you are using any citation in abstract. It is prohibited. I think it is prohibited to write any to cite any citation in writing abstract. And then comes to introduction. I think sometimes people use introduction and literature review in same heading, but it is good that you have to write introduction about 200 words. Discuss background of writing research. Here in introduction you will write background and your relevance of writing your research paper. Why you are writing research paper? It must be expressed in. It must be mentioned in the introduction. What is the need of writing this research paper? Particular research paper should be mentioned in introduction. So discuss background of writing research paper. It may include one or few citation. Here you can take some citation, 1, 2, 3 citation you can take here when writing your introduction. Then comes to detailed literature survey. It should be between 1000 words to 2000, between 1000 words to 1500 words. Here language should be very clear because it is literature review. Every reviewer will go through and it will find, it will reflect your command over writing your English language, and uh, command over how much you are cohesive, how much you are systematic, and that is reflect your overall depth of knowledge, because it is here you will mention your knowledge, your depth, your understanding, your vision here, so it must be error free. Here language should be very clear. Use only scientific words. Sometimes people, many times I have gone through in a review of the presented papers. People use literary words which are not good for writing a research paper. Here, try to write sentences, small sentences, having and use only scientific words. Don't use beautiful or handsome. These kinds of words must be avoided. Words try to avoid literary words. Literature review should be chronological from old work to new work. When you are writing research paper, literature review, so chronological, it must be chronological, means old citation you have to do first, and newer citation, newer mentioning of the research work and later. So from old to new you have to follow, that is chronology. From old work to new work, means research paper published, research work done by other author, that you review in literature review. So new work, I think you must not include work more than 10-year old here. I think more than 10-year old literature review should be avoided, and at least 25% of papers should be reviewed. I think which should be very latest one, means not more than 1 and 2 year old. So should be latest one. 25% papers should be latest one. Number of citation should be for writing a research work, research paper, between 25 to 45, depending upon the past work in chosen area. So, and it must be related to your work. Those citation, those papers should be reviewed only which are relevant to your work, which further strengthen your research work. Only those papers should be mentioned which by reading those papers you have able to find out research gaps, means that are cited papers that you have to mention in your literature review. Then comes to about apparatus. Here in heading 2, about apparatus and materials, you have to mention what type of apparatus, how you have developed that apparatus, and how you manage materials, what is characteristic of material, what is quantity of material that you have used. That should be mentioned here in about apparatus and materials. Then heading 3, you may use other heading 2.1, 2.11, 2.12. This is the order of, we have mentioned only main heading, but other headings you can also use. We can also use 2.1, 2.11, 2.12, 2.13, then 3, 3.1, 3.11, 3.12. This is the order of using heading and subheading. So mathematical modeling, here in this section discuss about equations, software used and its formulation, and then comes to experimentation and analysis. In this section is very important, it is the soul of your paper. It is the soul of your paper. There should not be any confusion in experimental findings, and it's a discussion with support of mechanics involved behind the behavior, change of behavior or change your outcome. Because sometimes people do very good work in finding out findings of their experimental work, but to define it, to analyze is difficult for them, because they make good graph, but how these graphs are there, how these graphs are curves are varying, and why changes are occurring. So you have to involve mechanics and physics and mathematics in defining any change, any sudden change in value, any sudden change in behavior. All these things you have to explain by using graph. Graph further emphasize your research work. It make clear to understand your finding by use of graph. Use of 2D graph, 3D graph, and use of tables are good for the presentation of your findings. But this explanation, why This outcome you are getting, you must define by using mechanics and mathematics, because when you use physics and mechanics, it is means authentication of your work, that change in behavior you are getting, because this law of mechanics, this law of physics, and this law of mathematics, according to this particular law of physics or mechanics or mathematics or some other, because if you have done research work in chemistry or chemical engineering, then you have to define accordingly on the basis of chemical physics and chemistry, all these things you have to involve in defining your research work, research findings. Then comes to conclusion and future scope of work. Conclusion must reflect core of your finding. This is also very important, because the conclusion, first any reviewer go through abstract and then directly he will go to the research finding and then he go to the conclusion, and after going three aspect of your research work, he will find your how much you're having potential in your research. So these three things must be defined properly. So conclusion and future work of future scope of work. The conclusion must reflect core of finding. What is your findings? That must be mentioned here in your conclusion, and here you can also use citations to further emphasize, to further bolster your research finding. And you can authenticate your research outcome by citing others' work here, and citation may be used. These are advisable for bolstering of your work. Future scope of work must reflect your vision and depth of knowledge. When you present future scope of work, it is reflection of your vision and depth of knowledge that you have acquired by doing your own research. So on the basis of your own research work and the whole of the literature review and your research finding, you can further further propose, you can further advise that what is the scope of your work, what you have not able to do in your present work, that you can let it for the future researcher, and that comes under future scope of work. So it will further provide a platform of the other researcher to do work in proposed scope of work. So that is always very advisable, that you have to mention what is scope of your work, what is the advantage of your work, what is social acceptance, what is social advantage, what is wider acceptance to other researchers. That is your scope of work. So here that must be between, I think, around 250 words. It should not be very big, but it may be bigger than abstract, and between 250 to, you can further extend up to not more than 400 words about your conclusion and future scope of work. Mention research grant if availed. If you have availed your research work, you have done research work that is granted by financial support from some institution, some laboratory, some industry, that you have to mention here. And you can also edit your research work. There is one good software, Grammarly, there to keep it free from any grammatical error and from any syntactic error. You can use Grammarly, and you can take services from the professional editors, native professional expert in language. So this is all about writing a good paper. You have to mention references also. References for citing, for references you have to follow some already available software. Good one is Mendeley and EndNote are these good software that you can use for the citation purpose. So this is all about how to write good research paper, and I think it will be certainly helpful for you, and it will also remove lessen fear psychosis and fear phobia about research to among mind of all people, every person who want to do research. Thank you very much. And if you please, I also request you to like it and also share it if you find it good for you. Thank you very much.